Hello and welcome. I'm Saffron from saffrondominises.com, and today we're going to be talking about decisions. We're going to do some tapping to help with decisions that need making. So this is a really funny one because for some people decisions can be this really exciting thing, like hooray, I've got all of these choices and I could do this and I could do this and which one will I choose? And it can be really fun. And for other people, or for the same people at different times and with different decisions even, it can be just this really stressful thing. I struggle with decisions because of that idea that once I've picked one of these things, I've got all of these different options, and once I've picked one of them, I've only got one, I've killed all of those other options. And that's really difficult for me, knowing that I've chosen one possible future out of several different futures. However, if I didn't choose any of these, then I would effectively have none, even though in my mind I might think, well, I've still got all of these options. I haven't chosen any of them, so I've got none. And the other thing with decisions, I think, is that they've got to be made you've got to make your own decisions. So sometimes when you go into a shop and someone will come up to you and if it's kind of a big purchase or a purchase that you would take advice on, like if you're buying a laptop or something like that, or a car or whatever, and someone will come up to you and say, what about this and what about that and have you thought about this and this is our really good deal, and they've got their own agenda about what their really good deal is and what they want to sell and how it's going to look for them. And it can be very easy to sort of, if you're not very certain in what your needs are and what your truth is, it can be very easy to be swept along in that and to end up making a decision that you're just not very happy with, which can then make you more concerned about making decisions in the future, because you know that you've got the potential to make a decision that you're not very happy with if you're influenced by other people. So let's assume that you've got a big decision to make, or any kind of decision to make, and let's tune into that now, tune into your decision. And what emotion do you feel when you think about that decision? For me, it's anxiety about making the wrong choice, which brings with it this idea that there is a right choice. So whatever your emotion was, I'm going to go with anxiety through the script, so change it if it's not the right one for you. Rate the intensity of that emotion on the scale from 0 to 10. So 0, the emotion is not there. 10, it's the strongest that it's ever been. And let's start tapping. So even though I've got this huge decision to make, or maybe it might not be so huge, but I've still got to decide, and that's making me feel anxious. That's okay. It's okay to feel anxious. And I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I've got this huge decision to make, and I feel really anxious about it, I just don't know what to decide. That's okay. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though I've got to make a decision, and part of me is really afraid of getting it wrong, I believe that there's some right answer, but I just don't know what that is. That's okay. And I love and accept myself exactly as I am. And let's move to the eyebrow. I need to make this decision. I'm feeling a lot of pressure to decide. I can't take forever over this. I'm feeling all of this pressure. And I feel really anxious about this decision. What if I get it wrong? What if I make the wrong decision? I have no way of knowing what the right answer is. So I could easily get this wrong. But is there really a right answer? Can there ever be one single right answer? Maybe there are just different answers. Different choices I could make. Maybe I don't need to worry so much about the outcome of this decision. Of course I need to worry about the outcome of this decision. This is important. I'm feeling all of this anxiety and all of this pressure. But what if there was no pressure? What if any decision could be the right decision? What if the choice I make doesn't really matter? It's making a choice that counts. That would be a different way of looking at things. I could make any choice, and I would have made the decision. And maybe it wouldn't matter what came after that. Maybe there's no possible way that I can get this wrong. How would it feel then to be making this decision? Would it still be so scary? Would it still be so big? Would there still be so much pressure? Maybe not. In many ways it is a big decision. And in many ways maybe I could just let that go. I wonder if I could take the pressure off around making this decision. Take a deep breath. So did anything come up for you there? Were there any emotions or feelings around the idea that the decision might not be important? That you could make any choice and it wouldn't be wrong? There's a potential for that to bring up some anger, some idea that of course it really matters. Of course it's really important what decision I make. So then maybe you could tap on the anger, find out what's inside the anger. Why is this decision so important? Why is it so upsetting to think that it might not be? So I would love to hear what came up for you around that, because I think there can be so many different emotions surrounding decisions for different people, and it would be really interesting to find out what that is for you and whether the tapping was helpful or whether it was just really annoying. So yeah, get in touch through the Facebook page at Saffron de Menezes Coaching, by email on saffron@saffrondemenezes.com, or through my website at www.saffrondemenezes.com. And I look forward to hearing from you and finding out how that went. Bye bye.